Hey everybody, it's Chris, MTGO's RexDart, and I'm going to go over the deck we're going to be playing tonight. This is a four-color zoo deck that has incorporated the Knightfall combo, that being Knight of the Reliquary with the landfall effect of Retreat to Coral Helm, which allows you to infinitely thin all the lands out of your deck, grow the Knight enormously since it keeps untapping, gets to keep doing it. Generate some amount of mana along the way, depending on how many lands you want to come in to play untapped. You get extra untaps of these fetches, yada yada yada. But really, the strength of the combo, so to speak, is that you don't have to sacrifice much to play it. This version top aided a modern Grand Prix and just has 2 copies of Retreat, kind of put into what is otherwise a 4-color mid-range zoo shell. So you have the playset of Wild Nicoddles here, but you also have 4 Hierarchs, which are good in Zoo, and a couple Birds of Paradise, which are not as good in Zoo, but again, they do help you power out some of these 3-drops on turn 2, which is one of the strengths of the Bant shell. And again, here, adding the 4th color for Lightning Bolt and Wild Nicoddles. So we also have Solitary Scavenging Ooze and playset of Tarmogoyfs. Again, I don't always like Tarmogoyf in non-black decks. My problem with it being if you don't have that Thoughtseize or Inquisition to make it big early, it's not always that great. Now, if your opponent is playing those spells, then you'll get that sorcery in the yard, and you have people playing Thought Scours and things like that to power out Tassigurs, and he can certainly grow in power even without that, but still I don't always like Tarmogoyf in these shells. Nevertheless, he was in the list, so I did play him here, and he is good, early aggressive creature. Geist of St. Draft, playing the full 4 here, even though he's legendary. Sometimes I like to just play 3 in the list, but this list does have the full 4. You have a very good chance of powering out a turn 2 Geist. A lot of decks have problems with that. Especially if you've got Exalted so that he's a 3/3 attacker. That's going to get him over the hump of a lot of the early creatures, unless you're in a match against another zoo deck, for instance. There are 3 Kasali Pride Mages here, and those are going to help not only pump your guys in battle so that you win Goyf Wars and can get some of these help get your guys through with the Exalted, but it'll also give you some main deck answers to Affinity, take out their Cranial Plating, or to Splinter Twin, where you can blow up the enchantment in response to the untap. So it gives you a little main deck play for that. It's been a staple in Legacy Zoo when that was popular, and again, you can see why here. So we got 4 Knight of the Reliquary. This card had fallen out of favor a little bit in both Legacy and Modern, and but it is a powerful card. It allows you here in this deck to you can ramp with it, for instance. You can also search out Kessig Wolfrun or Horizon Canopy, even if you don't have the combo online. And it is just a large beater here, and with no Deathrite Shamans or anything like that to remove your lands, you can reliably get this to be fairly big. There are a lot of fetch lands in this deck. It looks like we've got 12, so a lot of lands can end up in the graveyard, and Knight of the Reliquary can be a very nice, good, big beats deck. So we have the almost ubiquitous at this point 4 Path to Exile, 4 Lightning Bolts, again for removal and reach, to have some burn here since we are an aggressive deck, and a couple of Elspeths. Elspeth is one of those that also has kind of been underutilized in Modern over the past few years. It's an extremely powerful card, but just doesn't seem to quite have the niche. But in these mid-range Bant decks, I always like to play her, or in mid-range Zoo, and the pilot, the creator of this deck, obviously agreed and ran a couple of these. That can be very difficult for the control decks to deal with if they don't have a lot of creatures on the ground to handle her. So she's a powerful card. The mana base has to be built around the idea that you can thin the whole thing out, so everything is basically a forest or a plains that you can churn through if you do happen to land the combo. But again, the combo is just sort of a bonus here. The rest of the shell is a completely viable deck, And one of the things that I hope we get to see tonight is, you know, whether or not Retreat to Coral Helm can hold its own and provide a card's worth of value when we do have it and we don't have the combo. Now let's go ahead and take a look at his sideboard. And we've got a couple Fracturing Gust for Boggles and Affinity. If you have a lot of mana dorks, I like to play this in Bant. It's a total blowout against both of those decks. We've got the 4th Pride Mage we can also bring in there. 3 Grim Lavamancers to help in, for instance, against other Zoo decks or against, again, the Affinity matchup. It's often strong there. Ancient Grudge, again for Affinity. A couple core Firewalkers for the mono red matchup, and also it's worth considering it in the if you run up against Jeskai or Grixis, because the overwhelming amount of their removal is red based. You're talking Kolagon's Command and Lightning Helix and Lightning Bolt. So it's strong against those. So if they're playing a control deck and you just want a threat that doesn't die to many of their removal spells, it puts them on having to have one removal spell in particular. Core Firewalker could be worth consideration, even if the life gain part isn't going to really bring you anywhere. Got a couple copies of Thalia in case you do run into some kind of goofball combo deck, Storm combo, or one of these things that needs to dump a bunch of artifacts onto the field, non-creature artifacts. So you've got her for that. And then there's some counter magic here. No counter magic in the main, but in the sideboard you've got 2 copies of Negate, which will be strong against control, and then a couple copies of Unified Will. Not a card I've ever really played with. I remember trying to make that work in Merfolk back in like a Lara Rise Standard, but Lara Zendikar Standard, but I never really had any success with it. Not a card I've ever thought about since, but it does seem to pop up once in a while as like a 1 or 2 of in a sideboard, so we'll see if that gets us anywhere tonight. So anyways, look forward to checking out the videos here tonight, and I hope you guys enjoy the deck, and join me in just a second for some match play footage. Hey everybody, it's Chris, MTGO's RexDart, and we're here to play the 4-color Zoo Knightfall variant, and we are on the draw. Our opponent has kept 7. We have some removal, some action, some mana. I like it. We're going to keep. Our opponent leads on a Strand and cracks it for a Temple Garden, untapped. Plays a Noble Hierarch. So, while he could be some kind of mid-range Zoo variant, certainly Abzan seems likely. Okay. Alright, so do I want to lead on the Nakatl or one of the Mana Dorks? I could go Mana Dork this turn into Nakatl and Tarmogoyf next turn. Although Tarmogoyf isn't going to really be very big at that point. Let's see. So I get Temple Garden here, and I can get I'm going to want double white. Yeah, okay, let's get Temple Garden here. Alright, and let's go ahead and lead with our own Noble Hierarch, and then ship the turn back. Wall of Omens, okay. Well, the good news here is our Nakatl will be able to attack into that thanks to the Exalted. So let's see, I can go ahead and, or I could play let's see. Yeah, I think I'll play the Goyf and the Nakatl, and then the following turn I can play Elspeth. Or I could play Birds and Goyf, and then I could have potentially 5 mana next turn to path something and Elspeth, but I doubt I would need to do that. Okay. Let's just plop down the 2 threats. So we get Foundry here. Green, 4 in the Coddle, and then green and 1 for the Goyf, and then we'll ship the turn back. Alright, so Hallowed Fountain, so it looks like he's on Bant as well. Crystal Shard. Huh, alright, yeah, don't see that one a lot. It's kind of hurting me for tapping out there. So he's going to bounce the Hierarch. Yeah, that's a good play. Well, I can replay the Hierarch swing with just the Coddle and play a Birds. That much at least sounds fine. I could leave that untapped. So I can just play Breeding Pool tapped. That for Birds, I guess. Oh, no, I needed to, yeah, that was wrong. I needed to play the Hierarch and the Birds. Okay. All right. All right, so he's at 5. He could have something pretty meaty here. Gideon Jura. Okay, yeah, not bad. So he's going to blow up the Coddle. Yep, okay. Alright, well, I can kill Gideon with Elspeth here and still have 1 up. I can fetch a basic plains of this. Now attacking him down to 5 is certainly tempting, but he would just blow up the Tarmogoyf next turn if I didn't, so we're going to do that. And then ship the turn. So you have another Gideon. Nope, Eternal Witness, okay. So he can get back the land, or he can get back Gideon. Alright, he's getting back the land, replace the land. It's going to go to 10. I'm guessing some kind of removal must be in the offing here. Nope, another Eternal Witness, okay. Alright, so he's got some attackers here. Certainly, and he shrunk the Goyf by doing that as well. Now, see if I pathed a Eternal Witness, the Goyf would then be a 3 and would be a 6 with Elspeth 7 from the attacks. That puts him down to 1. Then he's going to have Gideon back, and he can deploy Gideon to kill the tapped Tarmogoyf. I still think Elspeth is clean in house here because he won't have enough to kill her, but I don't have to decide to path right now necessarily. I'm not going to need all that mana, so I'll just untap here. Alright, okay, it's just a forest, sadly. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and play out the forest. I'm going to cast a bird. And I could just jump up the Hierarch and swing her for 4, and then he couldn't kill the Goyf. But I think I still like just doing this because the bird can finish him off next turn even if he dealt with Elspeth. So we're just gonna jump up the Goyf. Alright, replays Gideon. He's not going to be able to deal with Elspeth, so he basically just has to force me to attack Gideon here. Alright, so I have an option here. I could path one of the Eternal Witnesses. They're both going at Elspeth to try to knock her down. And I'm not going to have anything else to block next turn, so that's going to definitely make it so that I have to kill one of these, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Okay. Elspeth goes down to 4. Okay. Alright, so creatures I control have to attack Gideon, so I'm going to have to tap both of these guys. And swing with the Goyf. Well, the Goyf's still only going to do 7 to Gideon. I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, no. Yeah, if he does 7, he can't use it to destroy anything. So we're going to tap that for mana. And then we're going to jump the Goyf. Okay. Alright. Alright, we'll just play the Stomping Ground out tapped. Okay, he's going to Crystal Shard his wall. Now here, if I wanted to, I could path the wall, but all I'm really doing there is stopping him from getting an extra card. I don't really feel the need to do that. I want to keep this up in case he, at some point, is beating with Gideon or he wanted to take Elspeth off the board. And I don't think he could do that safely unless he had a pretty nice draw here, but... Alright, now here I could... What is he attacking? So he's attacking Elspeth for 3 to put her down to 2. I think that's fine. I don't need to pull the trigger here yet. Glen Orlendra Archmage. Oh, now that is something. And he's got a blue up. So see, now if I do try to path the Eternal Witness, he can bounce it. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Let me see here. Do I want to do that? Do I want to path the... And then he just bounces it. And then, now then shields are down. If he does, bounce the Eternal Witness. I want to keep drawing a lightning bolt as an out, so I'm going to go ahead and path the Wall of Omens here. Or the Witness. What do I want him to get back? I guess I'd rather he'd bounce the wall. And we're going to path the wall. Alright, so he's just going to let that go. Scavenging news, huh? Yeah, doesn't have much in the way of fuel here. Alright. I guess I could have tried to just pathed the Archmage so that he would have come back. He would have sacked it, would have come back as a 1/1. And I guess this way it's gonna come back as a 1/1 and he's using it to block Gideon. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have a lot of options here. This is terrible. Yeah, really could have used... I'll be able to kill it on the persist anyways. That's something. If he goes that way, he'd have to instead just bounce it. Okay. Unfortunately, Gideon is going to untap. I just block it and then bounce would make the most sense. Okay, oh, he's going to do that? Okay. I'll eat it. Alright, so now he'll be able to... Oh, he'll be able to kill if he wanted the Tarmogoyf. However, that's shields down on my Elspeth being able to attack. He could have a path here. Okay, he's going to target that on the ooze? Okay, alright. I'll pay 1. Yes. Detention sphere, huh? That's unfortunate. Okay, he's going to detention sphere the ooze. I'm going to go ahead and green exile my wild. No, I don't want to shrink the Goyf. No, undo. Pride Mage would be nice here. Alright, that's unfortunate. So now he's going to take Elspeth off the table. And looks like we're losing this one. Although, again, a lightning bolt off the top, unless he's sitting on counter magic. And maybe he is, I don't know. But see what he's doing with Gideon. He's going to blow Tarmogoyf. He's going to cast another Crystal Shard. Okay. V-click, huh? Okay. Alright, well, you won't be able to do anything about that. And he's tapped out. So I think Kessig Wolfrun should win the game. Alright, I'm going to attack him with birds. Okay, and then... Alright, yep, he scooped. Alright, let's go to sideboarding. Let's see. I think I might want the... Do I want the Fracturing Gusts? He's got D-Spheres, those shard things. Is there anything here that's bad, per se, that I want to pull? Yeah, I think all this is pretty good. Geist is probably solid against him with the Hexproof. Tarmogoyf is not awesome against him. It's not going to be very big. I think I cut a Tarmogoyf for... let's see, Lavamancers would be good. Ancient Grudge would be good. Yeah, I think it's just another Pride Mage. I think that's fine. Do I want to cut another Goyf for like a Lavamancer? He did have a lot of little guys. Yeah, I think I might want that. Okay, that looks fine. Let's go ahead with. Actually, I might even want another Lavamancer. Those were doing some good work there. I wonder if I cut both the Goyfs for that. He's got all those little guys he's trying to bounce and return. Of course, that could be kind of a pain to kill him. Well, let's go with that. Don't want to take away too much of the oomph. Okay, well, I'm on the draw, but still I don't think I can keep that one lander without a mana dork. I'm going to mulligan. That will be fine. We'll keep there. Lightning Bolt. Well, I'm probably shuffling it away. No, I'll draw it. Yeah, because I'm on the draw. So we'll put that on the top. Yep. Alright, forced into Hierarch. Alright, I think we're going to bolt his Hierarch. I'll get a, let's see, I'm going to want Breeding Pool with that other one, so I guess I get, so that's green, blue. Do I want Foundry here? Yeah, so I can get the Breeding Pool with the other. Okay, Sacred Foundry. Yes, and bolt that. And I think I'm going to play play a Hierarch with my Breeding Pool, and then bolt his Hierarch. And for some reason he's hung up here on my draw step. You can't cast a click with one mana, so I don't think there's anything you're gonna do. Okay. Alright, Foothills. So Foothills are gonna get a Breeding Pool here. Yes. And I'm going to cast the Hierarch and bolt his. And he's got a path. Alright, so he's going to path his own Hierarch to get his land. Which is a play. I got another basic forest here. Okay, he's going to witness. Get back the Misty. He's going to get back the Path. What's he going to get back? Okay, yeah, he's going to get back the Misty. So yeah, he was definitely in some need of mana. So he does waste a Path to Exile to do that, but he... oh, does he have another Mana Dork? Oh, yeah, he does. Okay. Pride Mage. Okay. Alright, so I can cast a Geist here, or I can cast a Nacatl and a Pride Mage. I think the Geist is good. It's going to be pretty beefy here. Blue, white. All right, he's kept some mana open here. I want white, green for a Pride Mage, and then we're gonna swing with Geist. Always like that art on that Path to Exile. I use those in paper. For some reason, I never got around to buying them on here. Love the Rebecca Guai art there. Okay, now he could flash in a V-Click, I suppose. But he'd be going pretty all in there. White, white, green, green. Gonna bring in a Resto Angel and blink the Eternal Witness. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I can path the Eternal Witness, and then he's probably not going to. It's probably not. I mean, this is a 4/4 and another 4/4. He's not going to block with Resto, so I think I'll path the Eternal Witness here. Does give him a land. Alright, so he's going to chump and take the 4. Alright, so I can either cast my Nacatl here, or I can leave the Pride Mage open. I think I'll just cast the Nacatl here. He's down to 1 card. And then we'll ship back. Lightning Bolt, eh? Okay. V-Click, huh? Alright, so V-Click's going to come down, and then let's see, is he going to target me? Yeah, he is. So I'm going to bolt the V-Click. Going to chump there, go to 6, okay, and then we'll pass. All right, and so we get a win there. Good start. Join me again for another match in just a second. Hey everyone, it's Chris, MTGO's RexDart, and we're playing another match with the 4-color Zoo Retreat to Coral Helm combo. deck, and so far we're pretty much just playing 4-color zoo. So let's see. This hand, we are on the draw. He's mulliganed. I have 3 colors of mana, a couple mana dorks, some removal. I think this is fine. Obviously, I'm going to need to draw a threat at some point, but alright, so opponent leads on Flooded Strand. Hey, there's an Elspeth. Not bad. Alright, so Stomping Ground. We will. And I'm going to play for the Hierarch. And then pass the turn. Alright, Blood Crypt coming down. Blood Crypt and Flooded Strand. So we're looking at something a little unwieldy here, would be my guess. Alright, so I guess this turn, play out the Foundry. I can go ahead and attack with the Hierarch for 1. So I guess I want to play, I'll play the Wooded Foothills, I think. That way I can play the bird here, and I still have mana open for either of those if I need to. If I just play the Foundry untapped to keep it up, obviously that's not as good as it casts either of my spells, but I may not need to take that 2 damage. So okay, Thought Scour. Thought Scours himself, Mana Leak. So maybe some kind of Grixis deck here. I think there are a couple variants. There's Grixis, it's like a Delver deck, and then there's kind of a control deck, but they're all very grindy. They play shit like, stuff like Kolagon's Command, Delve spells, Tasigur here, for example. So I believe we are going to go ahead and fetch here. I'm going to go ahead and fetch the Temple Garden and Path Tasigur. Well, do I need to? No, I actually don't. I guess I can always path it on his upkeep. He's got not enough mana. Well, he would have counter magic. I'm going to path it now while the shields are down. So we'll get a Temple Garden. But do I need to get it untapped? I have 2 mana dorks, and I'd have 5 land. Nah, I'm taking it one way or the other. So, all right, Temple Garden. Yes. All right. Tasigur down. Not getting him back with Kolagon's Command. You will get a land. Okay, so if I want to swing in with something here, I can go ahead and play, and have to play this land untapped. So, white, white, green, white. And we'll swing 4. Now, giving him mana to work with is dangerous because he has Snapcaster and a lot of ways to gain advantage when he is at several mana. However, I just thought that the Tasigur was more dangerous. But yeah, this Grixis has become one of the stronger decks. A very fun deck from the look of it to play. I'm interested in it myself. Okay, another Tasigur. Okay, so I'm going to once again path that, and then so it's putting him pretty close to being able to do something substantial here. Okay. Alright, so I can play Pride Mage here or Tarmogoyf, but not both. If I'm going to jump something with Elspeth, which I still think is the play. So I think I'll play the Pride Mage just to increase the damage here. So I'll go green, white, play the Pride Mage, and then I'll jump the Hierarch. Alright, so Bolt is still open. Now the good news for me is he spent quite a lot of his resources getting to that point. Alright, he's going to bolt me. Okay. Presumably use it on Elspeth, and then he could snap bolt and finish off Elspeth. Yeah. Alright. So birds could attack for 3 here if I play this Hierarch out. And then I don't have to actually kill the Snapcaster. So that probably is the plan, I think. Play the Hierarch. Do I want to play the Tarmogoyf first? Or the Hierarch? I think we'll play the... I'll play the... Could be keeping a mana leak here. Okay, I'm going to play the Hierarch and then see what he does here for the turn. Let's go ahead and try swing with bird. Alright, so do I want to play Tarmogoyf into a mana leak? Not really. Because it's one of my... yeah, that's dicey. Whether I want to play that now or wait. Of course, if I do play it now, if he doesn't... I think he has it. I'm going to wait. That could be wrong. So he's down to 3 cards, but again, his deck is extremely grindy. So I mean, it's a lot of so much of his deck is going to be 2-for-1s. So it's Snapcasters, and again Kolagon's Command. Of course, can't play Dig anymore. That was pretty good. Might have Jace, for instance. Okay. Well, of course, now my issue is that he could have Cryptic Command. So he didn't wait to tap, or he didn't tap pre-combat. He didn't tap draw. So okay, he's going to Kolaghan's Command a bird. Okay. So I have to discard a card. I guess I'm going to discard the Hierarch. Alright, let's go white, green, Tarmogoyf. Goyf sticks, and we will ship the turn. Dot Scour. Let's see, bend a Murderous Cut and a fetch land. Alright, so I can swing with Pride Mage. I don't want to trade with Goyf, so I guess I'm just going to swing with the Goyf. Of course, in which case he would chump block it. Well, if he did just trade and take the Goyf, there's no way he's going to do that. It puts him at 1. I don't think he would take that chance. Alright, so he is in fact going to block the Goyf. Now he can Kolaghan's Command, get the Snapcaster back. This is usually the plan. Okay, he's going to snap Murderous Cut. Does that work? Oh, he's going to snap Kolaghan's Command to kill the Pride Mage, I guess. Okay. Alright, so he's going to have, so I'm going to discard the land and he's going to kill the Pride Mage. Okay, now I could fire the bolt at him now, just to get the damage in. While shields are down. My opponent has lost connection to the game. We'll give it a minute here. But anyway, so you kind of see what his deck is doing. I'm glad that we ran into this one because, again, this is a very fun deck, I think, to play. It's one I've thought about trying to play myself. Not in paper. I currently I sold my Tarns last year and hadn't reacquired them yet, so I haven't really been playing Grixis. I sold my Snapcasters when there was a bubble. I was trying to get some vintage stuff last year, so but it is something I could imagine trying to. I could throw together online and give a shot, and it does look fun. Again, it's very grindy. It has a lot of interaction. It's able to play, you know, a lot of the most powerful spells in the format. And like I say, just about everything in it, you know, again, either gets him, saying card advantage, is stuff that just immediately has to be answered, like Tassiger, and so forth. I tell you what, since he still seems to be disconnected, I will go ahead and pause the video here, and then if he comes back, I will rejoin, or we'll pick back up here in a second. Okay, and we're back. All right, so that was good. Second main phase ends. So now we've got him at 2, but the bad part here is that, I don't know what's in his hand, but almost everything he has in his hand, in his deck, is designed to stave off, the final answer here, and keep him ahead on cards. So I'm out of cards, and he, almost everything that he has replaces itself in one form or another. That's the power of that deck. Okay, so he kept one and bottomed another. So I still kind of suspected him to have a cryptic. All right, well, there's a bolt. So really at this point I just need to get him to tap out where I can resolve the bolt. All right, so he's going to chump it. Cryptic. Okay, so he's going to bounce Snapcaster. Okay, so I'm going to go for the bolt here and hope he does not have a negate. Okay. All right, we got very fortunate there because he was going to grind the ever-loving bejesus out of us with that. All right, so what do I want here? Obviously, I like the Geists quite a bit here. Of course, Firewalkers are actually pretty good against him. Protect from the bolts and the Kolagon's commands. Thalia would be good against him. Negate would be good against him. The Pride Mages don't really do an awful lot. The Exalted itself is good, but I don't. Them being 2 toughness is a weakness. Let's see, the Coddles, the mana, even the removal is fine. Again, obviously he's got Tassigers and such. So I think I probably want to bring in a couple negates and maybe see Thalia could be good against him. Not as much on the draw though. Maybe I'll consider bringing that in later on. See, I guess Unified Will could be good against him. Only problem with the Firewalker would trade with a Snapcaster. Unless I had an exalted creature out, and I did just board 3 of them out. So I think probably just want to go with the yeah, I'll probably just go with the extra counter magic here. I think that's good. It could be that again Firewalker would certainly be good, but it's not perfect here. The life gain part is really incidental. Again, he's trying to grind me out. All right, on the draw. Even on the draw, that's debatable. I'd have to without the Lens Mulligan. All right, this has a lot more going for it. We're going to keep there. He kept it 6. Do I want the land on top? The 3rd land? Yeah, probably. I'm going to want to be able to cast that Elspeth. So I think that's fine. We'll keep that. I don't know what, it's still getting used to this new mulligan rule. But I have to think, if I'm going to want a 3rd land, I may as well keep the 3rd land. Obviously, there's a pretty high chance that I'm going to draw a 3rd land by turn 3 anyways. But at the same time, why not just draw it there, I guess. Maybe somebody who's a math genius could tell me I'm wrong there, but I don't know. It just seems like if I'm wanting to resolve a 4-mana spell, maybe I just want to go ahead and have that third land, especially with no mana dorks. I think if I had a mana dork in hand, then it's a different matter. All right, so we've got an island, basic island. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Stomping Ground untapped and play the Nicodle here. All right, and he's going to Thought Scour. There's an Ashiok. Okay, and Serum Visions. If you remember the early days of the modern format, the Preordain was legal, as was Ponder. And Preordain was so good. It's just funny how much different Scry 2 then draw a card is. Way more powerful. Yeah, I remember putting Preordain into Zoo decks. I was like, yeah, we're going all the way there. Okay, so I just play the Temple Garden tapped here. Or do I want to keep up Path possibly? I could, because he might Tasigur here. I'll go ahead and play a fetch land. Now I'm going to want to... Okay, I'll just fetch for a basic plains with the Heath. I think that's fine. There we go. Alright, and we'll play Tarmogoyf and ship. Thank you for putting a Planeswalker in your graveyard. Tarmogoyf appreciates your service. So this is a very zooey start here with 7 power on the board. On the play, he would definitely be struggling, I think, or if I was on the play, I think he'd be struggling to overcome this. That said, his bolts are still live. He can run a Tasigur out here. Kolaghan's Command isn't going to do too much for him. Okay, so bolt on the Nicodle. And we got a creature in the yard now, so Goyfi is looking nice and big. Alright, Spellskite. That is El Stinko. Alright, so Spellskite is going to be able to protect his Tasigur if he has one. I'm going to go ahead, I think, and path the Spellskite and definitely play I may as well path it now so I can get the damage in. So I'm just going to path Spellskite and play a Nicodle. Alright, Goyf, take him to 9. So yeah, I'm thinking, because that Tarmogoyf was going to beat that. So the reason to run that out there was to protect whatever he's going to play now, and the only thing worth protecting is Tasigur. And now, of course, he is going to... Nope, he won't be able to protect it with Cryptic up. Okay, Gurmag Angler. Alright. Alright, and he has sufficiently shrunk the Tarmogoyf here as well. Now, if he mana leaks Elspeth, I could be in a little bit of trouble. Let's get the... I don't want to get the breeding pool. I'm going to be fine on white. So I'm going to make sure I have blue when I need it. So, blue... And there's a knight. Now, if he does counterspell and Elspeth is, let's see, does that get him? No. Already got instant creature land. Let's see. Or I could play the knight here. That's the other option. Is just play the knight and not walk into his counter magic. I mean, he can mana leak the knight. Yeah. Well, I mean, next turn he can just sit there and have like Elspeth, or sorry, have like Cryptic up or something. So the question is, that's worse for. Boy, tough call. Well, I tell you what, let's make him have it. Nope. Okay, that's good. All right, so we're going to jump the Goyf. Now, of course, if he attacks Elspeth, okay, I guess he didn't have an answer there. If he had attacked Elspeth, I would have had an interesting decision whether to chump with Wild Nacatl there or not. But he obviated the need for that decision from me and scooped. So, going well so far. So, join me again in just a moment. All right, folks, we're back. We're still battling with the 4-color Zoo Knightfall combo variant. And let's see what we've got on the draw here. So I've got removal and some mana accelerants. I'm never going to mull that away. Again, obviously I've got to rip a thread at some point, but I know that I have some shot of interacting with my opponent no matter what he is. So, all right. I don't know about you guys, but I certainly spent a lot of the last week working on Fallout. That's been very fun so far. Let's see, I think I want to start with Hierarch. I think since he's led on an M15 island, I don't know, he could be Merfolk or something, he just doesn't have a 1-drop, but I think I'm probably okay to take the damage. I'm going to hold this to get Breeding Pool if I have to. So I don't want to just get basic forest here. So I'll go ahead and take the damage off of a Stomping Ground. And of course, either one of my mana dorks could provide the blue, so it's not as necessary as I thought. But yeah, what I love about those games like Fallout and Skyrim is you just spend so much time, 3-hour diversion clearing out some, building or something like that, and you never have to even really advance the plot if you don't feel like it. Although the plot is, I'm sure, good. Okay, so we've got a Ghost Quarter here, which is certainly a reason for me to keep that basic plains and basic forest in the deck. So what do I want to actually play here? I probably attack, keep them, yeah, okay, and cast birds. And okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. We'll play that. Green for Voids. And then ship the turn. I'm still gonna be looking for a threat here. Nacatl, Tarmogoyf, even a Pride Mage. All right, well, this is fortunate, but I'm not going to really be able to punish it because I'm just ripping a bunch of lands. My opponent seems to have stalled out a little bit here. I'm going to play the Foothills and plan on probably getting a Breeding Pool in a turn. Let's swing one of birds. All right. Well, my opponent's getting hung up on land, but I'm thus far not. Trick bind this? Is he doing that? No. Okay. All right. So go ahead and get the breeding pool. Hey, there you are, Geist. All right, and I can even play around Mana Leak with you. So I'm gonna play the Arid Mesa out. Blue, white, and oh, he's got a remand. Okay, well that's good. It lets him top deck there. I'm gonna go ahead and recast it, however. That's more important to me than the 1 damage, I think. See, I've got blue mana from those dorks, so let's get this. White, blue, Geist. Yeah, you know, even though we're not seeing a lot of action from the actual combo pieces here, we did win a game with Kessagul front. And I think the other thing that we're kind of seeing here is just the idea that this 4-color mid-range principle. It's a zoo deck, but with accelerators. That it definitely has some game. It's just playing a lot of really powerful cards and a lot of really powerful attackers. I'm gonna swing with Geist. So so I mean that's kind of the advantage of this shell, is that you can add the combo into this shell, and whether you ever draw the pieces or not, they're independently good. Certainly the Knight is. Everything else in this shell, mana accelerants, other powerful 3-drops, in the Bant, Naya, Pantheon. Just always strong plays. Now we haven't really been up against like a pure combo deck here. I wonder if what my opponent is on. It could be some kind of blue-white control. I was thinking Merfolk originally, but okay, yeah, this is definitely looking more like a blue-white control of some sort. Wall of Omens here. Don't really want to path that unless I'm going to win. I'm going to say, what do I get? 7? Oh yeah, I will win, won't I? I'll get 3, 4 from the thing, and then bolt. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and win. Okay, so I'm gonna path this. All right, and Bolcha. Okay, so assuming he's blue-white control. Now, situationally, again, the Pride Mages could end up being good against him. He could have D-Spheres. So that's something to consider. Ooze is not likely to be awesome against him, again, unless he is playing like Finks. I mean, he could bring that stuff in. But I think kind of again that probably cut one of the paths, and then I think I want to bring in the Thalias and the negates. I think I like that. So I'm leaving some paths here because he may end up having some creatures I need to deal with that way. But give me a little more other game here. Let's try that. Maybe we'll see a little bit more here in game 2 of what he's up to. Okay. I mean, it's not that exciting on the draw to have Thalia, but Geist is obviously great against him. I've got plenty of mana and birds in case he has some kind of mana denial plan. Because we did see the Ghost Quarter. Yeah, he could be doing the lay-in and Arbiter thing. I'm not sure. Alright, so he's going to lead on a Strand and fetch up a Hallowed Fountain. Untap, so he probably has a cantrip. And he does. Alright, so what do I want to do? Let's see. Probably fetch up I just want to fetch a Temple Garden right now. And play the bird. Again, I'm not sure if he does in fact have those anti-fetch land tech in his deck. Play around that just a little bit because, again, Ghost Quarter in this blue-white shell is not something I'm recognizing off the top of my head, but alright, so he's leaving up Remand. So I'm probably just play Thalia into the Remand and then just bolt him. Okay. You could have, I'm trying to think, I mean, Snapcasters, Resto Angels, that kind of business would all be alright. Looks like he's just leaving up Counter Magic again. I'm just wondering what his engine is. Like, where is he getting advantage from? Okay, I'm going to play another Thalia here. Alright, that one's going to stick. And then I'm going to go ahead and ship the turn. Alright, I don't see any reason to play Geist yet because that's kind of my home run against him. He may have. Oh, well, I guess a couple ways to think about that here, because if he's on Supreme Verdict, then the clearer home run against him would be to just bring the Ooze in and mop up with the Ooze after he verdicts the board. So I could just play the Ooze. He can't mana leak it, and use the Ooze to. Then the Ooze would draw a board wipe, and then I could play Geist, and hopefully he just doesn't have any Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go here. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to swing Thalia. See what he's got. Okay, he's going to condemn her. All right. Fair enough. All right, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and play the ooze is only going to be a 2/2. Ugh. But nah, I'm going to play the ooze. I don't want Geist to be mana leakable. Alright, there's a Supreme Verdict. Okay. And I guess I may as well exile, remand, and condemn. And sleight of hand, just in case he has Snapcasters, which would make sense. Alright, now if he has a second Supreme Verdict, I'm going to be in a little trouble. See, I could play the Knight here instead of the Geist, just to kind of draw that. Or I could play the Geist right now while I know that I can play him around counter magic. No, I think we're going to play the Knight. White, green, white. Knight of the Reliquary. And we'll play a Sacred Foundry tapped. And I could bolt him here. I don't think I'm going to need to do that. I can hold that to kill a Snapcaster or something. Maybe I should have bolted him there just because it's probably all going to his face. Okay, Wall of Omens. Alright, it'll cycle. Alright, and block the Knight. Alright. Alright, he's hitting his land drops now. Gideon. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, Gideon is going to be annoying. Now, Gideon is not actually very good against Geist, thankfully. Okay, white, blue. So the question here is, do I want to play the Nicodle also? See, if he plus 2s, I can still kill it, but if he has any kind of blocker here, I can't. But then if he has a Supreme Verdict and I've played the Nicodle out, then I'm really hosed. But if he has a Supreme Verdict and plus 2s and then I'm playing the Nicodle, I'm never catching up to that game anyways. I think I'm going to go ahead and play the Nicodle, because I don't think if he has another Supreme Verdict that I am winning this game one way or the other. Up. Yep, okay, and that will be game. Alright, so I think I want the Unified Wills. I'm going to keep those paths in. Now I'm on the play, and Thalia is going to be a lot stronger. Question here now is what to cut. Yeah. I mean, some of this is again. I could cut the combo here, but we're still kind of holding up hope that the combo might actually show up. So I might do that in a tournament, but I think we'll leave it in here now. Yeah, what am I gonna want to cut? I mean, I obviously want those. Now, I mean, the paths aren't great, but they are an answer to Gideon if he starts beating with him. But by the time he starts beating with him, he should pretty much have the game locked up. I think I can cut one more path, and then I don't really want to cut any of the rest of this. Let's see here. I think I'll just cut another path. We'll submit the deck that way. This is probably not what I would have done in a tournament, but we're gonna just to see. Hey, we have it in our hand, guys. We have it in hand. All right, I'm gonna keep. So I want to get a Stomping Ground with this so that the Nikata will be fully powered up, but I'm still going to play Noble Hierarch first. It's in hand, guys. Could happen. Let's see. Alright, he's playing a tapped Hallowed Fountain. Alright, so I can play Hierarch and Nikata here, which I like. Or do I want to play the Nikata and then just keep Negate up to protect it? That's also an option. Or I can play... Yeah, if I'm going to play Hierarch and Nikata, I'd have to... Sorry, do I want to play this thing? What am I doing? Scrying one. Yeah, I think I want to play the Nikata and the Hierarch now. Nikata. And... Alright, I think Nikata leave up Negate is going to be the play. Now, I'm not sure I would use... that Nikata is going to do a crap ton of damage to him. I think this looks okay. I don't have any need to see that Nikata get pathed or something. Okay, Wall of Omens. Alright, that's a little annoying. He's going to be able to absorb some damage here, but alright. I could also tap it with Retreat to Coral Helm this turn. That might actually be okay. Alright, yeah, I can definitely do that. So I could play the Retreat, Coral Helm, that, tap it, that, untap, and still leave Negate up. Yeah, okay. Blue, white, red. Alright, so I'm going to play the Arid Mesa. Okay. I'm going to... Okay, yes, tap the Wall of Omens. Okay, and then I will fetch here. We'll get a, I guess, the Temple Garden or Sacred Foundry. Do I have a preference? I want another white probably, so let's get the Temple Garden. Yes. And we'll untap Noble Hierarch. Yes. It's smart. It knows what I want to do with it. Okay, I guess if a creature is untapped, it's going to presume I want to tap it. Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright, so hey, you know, if nothing else, we got to see Retreat to Coral Helm actually do something, which was significant here. Both sides were significant. It got through damage and also left open the negate, which sadly not going to do too much against Supreme Verdict if that's what he has next turn. Need Mind Break Trap or something there. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to play the Stomping Ground here. No. Tap Wall of Omens. I probably should have played the Wooded Foothills here, so I could have done that and then also gotten a Scry. Yeah, that would have made sense. He's got a lot of cards in hand here, and I did not draw any more threats. I drew a lot of land. I think that, okay. I think I'm in trouble because I'm going to get him down here to 8. I guess we'll get the... I want to get the... Yeah, I've got blue already. I'm going to get the Sacred Foundry. No. Tap the other wall. Okay. Now, I could be that I should have played that. If I'd played that Hierarch a couple turns ago, instead of putting him at 8, I'd be putting him at like 6. Well, let's think about this here. If I negate the Condemn, my issue is if he plays Gideon next turn, I really want to be able to counter that. And I haven't left... Yeah, that would have been another smart way to use this thing. Would be if he didn't have another Wall of Omens there, I could have had this up to where I could have untapped something so he couldn't kill it with Gideon. Now, if he can kill it with Gideon, there's not a lot of reason to condemn here other than that he just has it. But I don't have anything else going on. This is the only thing providing any pressure. So I think I have to pretty much just play like he doesn't have it and negate that. Another Wall of Omens. Man, okay. You're killing me, guy. You're killing me. Man, an Elspeth off the top would be the sweetness. Tarmogoyf, huh? Okay. Let's see, I can tap down 2 of his Wall of Omens, or I can start using these things for scries. Tap down 2 of his Wall of Omens, and he probably chumps with the 3rd one. I'm starting to run out of these things. Well, if I'm not going to tap any of the Wall of Omens, then I should just scry here. Because I can't tap them all. I can basically make him chump. I think I'm just going to scry. Noble Hierarch, let's put that on the bottom. Okay. Yeah, I think he's still definitely favored from this position. You know, an Elspeth there would have been more than he could have handled, quite possibly. But the fourth Wall of Omens, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. I mean, he obviously hasn't been drawing into the land that he needed. I'm playing other Wooded Foothills. I could tap them all here and swing with Nicodle, get him to 4. I guess we'll do that. Oh, I may not have enough lands left in here to do that with. Oh, I do. Okay. What do I have? These are the other Wooded Foothills can get that basic forest. All right, so Breeding Pool. No. Okay. Tap that. Okay. Yes. And forest. Alright, and I'm going to play the other Noble Hierarch here so that this hit puts him into bolt range. See if he has a remand. He does not. Okay. Right, I'm hoping no condemn here after I did all that freaking trouble. No condemn, no path. Alright, bolt range it is. Alright, now he's hit that 5th land, so if he hits Gideon here, he can just plus the Gideon and survive for a while, but I at least have the chance I can rip the bolt. Okay, he's going to Supreme Verdict here. Alright, wipe your walls. Birds, okay, green. Tarmogoyf. Is there any reason to play the birds out here? Yeah, no, I guess not really. Alright, well I guess the Ghost Quarters, he didn't have really much of a mana denial plan, so I guess the Ghost Quarters were mostly in there for Tron. I guess maybe some of the greedier decks that just don't play basics at all. Are we going to see a Gideon now? We are, and it's going to +2. I assume it is. Okay. What I really need to see here then is a land. Unfortunately, I've taken most of them out of my deck. A land would allow me to untap him. Oh, nope, no luck. Okay. Tarmogoyf and then pass the turn. And I still have a basic Plains in the deck and some Arid Mesas, so yeah, a land to allow me to untap that Tarmogoyf after I attacked with it would have been sweet. Alright, what did he do with Gideon? Alright, he plussed Gideon. Okay, I'll be able to untap these things. Attack Gideon. Both attack Gideon. Something getting condemned. Or what are you seeing? Aether Spouts. That's garbage. Oh, come on, man. Alright, I guess. Well, I can't beat that. I I honestly can't beat Aether Spouts. Let me spend the next 2 turns drawing Tarmogoyfs. Alright, anyways. There. Bottoms. Alright. I need to just draw a lightning bolt and have him not have a counter. That's how this game is being won. That's why I didn't put those back on the top. I guess I should have played the birds to chump block the Gideon here. I'll be able to use Arid Mesa to do it next turn. Ah, Wolf Run. Well, that's at least that's a plan. Let's see. Let's play birds, which he probably won't do anything with, and then I might be able to get away with one. It's going to remand the birds just to cycle it. I'm going to recast the birds, and I'm going to play an Arid Mesa, and I will scry one. Horizon Canopy, huh? Do I want to keep that on top or not? Now I'm playing Wolf Run next turn, so I'm bottom that. Oh, and actually it won't matter because I actually have to Mesa and tap his Gideon if he goes for the win with it. Oh, he's going to path the birds. Okay, well, that eliminates my out there. Do I still use it? I have to use this to tap Gideon, the Plains. Do I want the shuffle? No, I just did a shuffle. All right. Well, again, I think that I didn't really have hot starts here in games 2 and 3 that I needed against him. But could I one time? Nope. All that allows me to do is chump block. I guess it keeps me alive one more turn. Wait, hang on. Undo. Tap that for blue. Cryptic Command. Yep, that'll do it. All right. So ending on kind of a down note there, but we did get to see a lot of Retreat to Coral Helm action. Did not get to see the combo go off, but it did show you that the card had some utility there, even when both the combo pieces don't come into play, which is kind of part of the deal that makes it valuable. So he's taking a bit of a gamble here with this, because if my last card was Lightning Bolt, then he was in trouble, but it wasn't, so he got away with it. Anyways, good game, and thanks for joining me this week, and I will see you next time.